assignment in Mr. Paintwell's art class was to mold a person out of clay. Susie had just completed hers. She made a very real-looking boy with a smiling face, arms and legs, 10-inch fingers, tennis shoes, and a baseball cap. Suddenly, the clay boy seemed to wriggle, just a little.
Did you just move?
Did I move? I twitched the tiniest bit, and now he seemed surprised. Why, I can stand and dance and jump and run. Oh, I can move all right. Only I can do everything better and faster.
But who are you? What is your name?
I'm Claynocchio. My full name is Claynocchio Washington, Superman Cleary Hand. George Washington is my very distant cousin of mine. On my father's side, I'm also related to Superman. Have you read any books by Beverly Cleary? She's my mother. Do you know Mia Hamm, the soccer player? She's my sister, my little sister. You can just call me Clay.
Susie noticed that as Claynocchio spoke, his ears kept getting larger and larger.
What's going on, Susie? There seems to be commotion at your desk.
Nothing, Mr. Paintwell. I'm just talking to I'm working on my clay figure.
Then Susie asked Claynocchio another question.
Where are you from?
Claynocchio, the 8th continent. It's right above Antarctica in the Pacific Ocean. I traveled here like pumpkin coach, just like Cinderella. If I'm not back by midnight, I turn into someone even smarter, funnier, and cooler than I already am.
Claynocchio's ears were growing very big. By now, Mr. Paintwell was walking around the classroom looking at his students' clay figures.
Very interesting, Susie. He is a pretty normal-looking boy with cap, tennis shoes, and a smiling face. But his ears are a bit out of proportion, don't you think?
Just then, Claynocchio stuck out his tongue.
Did your clay figure just stick out his tongue at me?
Oh, I stuck out my tongue all right. You're lucky I didn't do worse. When I lived in Africa, I was a lion tamer. Sometimes if the lions didn't behave, I would have to tug on its mane. I can lift 100 pounds above my head with one hand, and I can run 120 miles an hour backward and while blindfolded.
Claynocchio's ears were growing huge. Mr. Paintwell's eyes were growing very wide.
A talking clay figure and a very unusual one. Oh my, well, something must be done at once.
Mr. Paintwell hurried off to see the principal, Miss Stern. When Miss Stern learned about Claynocchio, she decided to make an announcement over the intercom.
There is a clay figure on the loose in Mr. Paintwell's room. He is making all kinds of ridiculous claims. He does not appear to be dangerous still. Please be careful if he walks into your classroom.
Walk into your classroom? Who is this Miss Stern kidding? Try flying into your classroom. I'm as fast as a jet. I traveled to the moon once. It took me 5 minutes. I also traveled to Neptune. I look great in a spacesuit.
By now, all the kids in Mr. Paintwell's art classroom were looking at Claynocchio. He was getting worked up, talking loudly about how well he could fly.
Hey, Claynocchio, can you fly over that tree and fly down? Hey, fly over here and help me with my math homework.
Claynocchio started to flap his huge ears. The emotion kicked up a breeze in the classroom. Soon, he was worked up so hardly that he believed he could actually fly. He ran to the edge of Susie's desk, leaped in the air, and hit the ground with a split and broke in two.
I was flying really well. Someone swatted me out of the air with a ruler. You're all just jealous because I'm so smart and funny and strong and fast and handsome. You all want big, beautiful ears like mine. Put me back together at once. Hey, put me back together.
I'll put you back together, but on one condition. You have to stop all this lying.
But I'm the best liar in the whole world. In fact, I'm the best in the whole universe.
That may be true, but you're going to have to stop, or else I'll leave you in two halves.
Claynocchio agreed. Susie put him back together. Forever after, Claynocchio stuck around in Mr. Paintwell's art classroom and helped kids work in clay. Sometimes, after Claynocchio had been very good and helpful, Miss Stern would let him get on the intercom and say the morning announcements. The end.